Some say Nigeria is broken. They show you only the cracks. But what if you were never shown the full picture? There is a story buried beneath the chaos, a quiet movement, a revolution of ordinary people. Not the Nigeria you see in the headlines, but the Nigeria rising in the shadows. Every sector tells a secret. Industry, innovation, agriculture, arts. They are not waiting for rescue. They are building their own new Nigeria. This is a revelation of what is crumbling, what is growing, and what is already here. The new Nigeria is not a dream. It is happening quietly, boldly, right now.
A new Nigeria is here.
The most challenging thing that inhibits tech startups' growth is limited access to venture capital. Mostly is challenge around funding, around infrastructure, around talent, and so on. So these three are the most critical things we've seen. And like funding is number one, then infrastructure, then talent.
One of the quickest ways that we can improve the lot of our people and leapfrog is via technology. But for you to build technology at scale, you need energy and you need finance.
Globally, 38% of startups fell due to lack of cash. 60% fell between pre-seed and Series A funding, and more than 35% Series A startups fell before they reached Series B.
We have 250 million people in this country. 60% of them are young, like myself. Within that 60%, they're incredibly skilled people. With technology, we can skill millions of people, right? And not only can you skill them, you can help them to sell those skills to the world.
In Africa, we lost out during first, second, and third industrial revolution. Now we are in the fourth industrial revolution, and we are also being threatened by digital colonization, where we don't have our data sovereignty, we don't have our operational sovereignty, we don't have our cloud sovereignty, and we don't have digital sovereignty. Many people are afraid of coming to Nigeria because they don't know what they are going to meet there. Normally, we talk more about the fintech, the AI, the agri-tech, and so on, but forgetting about the demand catalyst. Without demand, nobody will consume those digital services. So creating or developing our citizens' digital fluency to use digital services is the most important policy when it comes to digital economy.
When we become an incubator of innovation, global capital will find us. I'll use the example of the USA, the UK, Singapore, and China. Countries varying in size. I mean, the UK, beautiful as it is a small island. Singapore is the size of a small city. Whereas you have America, which is a superpower, and you have China, Why can those 4 countries be discussed in the same sentence? They're leaders of innovation.
Payment is supposed to be simple, but it's not. Even till now, we're still solving for that. I was chatting with a friend of mine in the UK who is trying to do something similar in the EU. And unlike Africa, where you have to get a license in every country you want to operate in, all they ask is get one license and that's it, and they can operate, right? And that is the difference between Africa and the EU. And that also put a fundamental role in how this company started. The name is called Flutterwave, and I coined that name from thinking about what tiny thing can make a massive difference. And the butterfly effect came to mind. A tiny impact can create outsized outcomes with the right environment and right ecosystem.
We are getting data set about the ecosystem, because for you to develop impactful policies, you need to be aware of the ecosystem. We are aligning it and coming up with policy initiatives that can address those challenges.
Nowhere in the world does an entity really sort of become a formidable force without the support of its homegrown regulators, its stakeholders, and its policymakers.
We are integrating it into our operation. We are looking at driving or creating more AI-driven leaders. How can we retrain our people to understand and embrace AI, upskill them to get the skills they need to use in the AI-driven world?
Have you seen what Nigeria is building? What African leader has reached out to big tech, institutional, sort of traditional SMPs in the way that this administration has?
I used to work for Standard Bank, Stanbic IBTC Bank specifically. And when I recall one multinational was trying to expand to Nigeria, it was so hard for them to pay their staff in Nigeria. They were a South African company, right? And I was asking my boss back then, why can't we enable this? We're a bank, we've got a license in every country in Africa, literally, almost every country. But we couldn't help them get paid on time. And that was when I saw the gap here. There's a need for a non-bank player that can actually go into the ecosystem and make this work. And that's where we came in. That's what we're built, that's what we've built to get here today.
One of the policies, the NITDA's policy, that is quietly but significantly shaping the digital economy is the digital literacy for all. It's a policy initiative designed to help Nigeria achieve 95% digital literacy by 2030 by embedding digital skills and literacy into our formal education and public sector. This policy creates the demand for digital services that catalyze growth in the digital economy.
A new Nigeria is here.
Feel the power of precision. Engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Inosun offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Inosun Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
Our focus is to banish poverty and actually have prosperity. Our president has said that I'm only going to tax prosperity. I want to tax the fruit. I want to tax the return.
Sahara Group, from fueling nations to powering homes, from vast seas to vibrant communities. Sahara Group drives energy, innovation, and impact across Africa and beyond. This is more than power, this is progress in motion.
Air peace, your peace, our goal. Alami Capital, driving Africa's innovation and business growth.
Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, protecting your bank deposit. At NMDPRA, we stimulate and create an enabling environment that drives sustainable development across Nigeria's midstream and downstream value chain for all stakeholders. We do this through effective regulatory oversight, which accelerates and deepens the economic development while ensuring sufficient product distribution and supply at an equitable and fair price. We commit to deliver impeccable world-class service to our stakeholders through integrity, professionalism, accountability, and transparency.
National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA) was created to organize and drive the nation's ICT sector. In August 2019, Mr. Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi CCIE assumed office as the Director General of NITDA, employing a vision of a more digital Nigeria based on building a high-velocity organization, developing market-creating regulation, and facilitating Nigeria's development into a sustainable digital economy. NITDA has cleared 866 projects and saved the government 305.96 billion naira. In line with the renewed hope agenda, NITDA remains committed to positioning the country as a global tech talent factory and a global powerhouse of innovation.
You all agree with me that industrialization is a key pillar of economic development, and this is the perfect time to drive that conversation.
All of us need to do some work in providing the right education and build capacity.
Africa is amazing. I think a lot of people think it's homogeneous. However, you have 54 different countries with different cultures within those countries. You have amazingly diverse people. And so you find that for founders to really scale properly across Africa, one must be quite sensitive to the various diversities in the nations that we work with.
We are a Nigerian-born company. We've gone global right now. But going global is not a function of Nigeria is not important. It's really what we call global excellence, local nuance, right? We call it going local. Once we go global, yet local everywhere we're operating in. Going beyond the home market is so important. It helps you re-verify and helps you to validate all your assumptions and makes you know that indeed you can build for the world.
I see Nigeria as becoming an emerging leader by 2027 in terms of tech solutions because of 2 or 3 things. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is super bullish when it comes to reforms and transformation. And he's doing the same thing in the tech sector by building our infrastructure. The president approved the SPV4, 90,000 kilometers fiber optics to connect the unconnected within the country.
I wouldn't say I'm an inspiration to young people. I would say I draw my inspiration from the young people that I see around me in Nigeria and in Africa. I'm 30. I'm CEO of Alami Capital. I was born in Okukumaiko in Lagos to an ophthalmologist and a chartered accountant. The only reason I can do what I do is because this environment comes with an energy that you will find nowhere else in the world.
When it comes to tech, it's about 3 things that inspire us to come up with innovative solutions. The connectivity, the processing power, as well as the systems itself. We came up with programs that will harness the talents we have now and also scale up those talents to be able to build our digital offerings in country.
Have you seen government? Have you seen private sector? Who is driving innovation? Who is driving change? There are at least 30 CEOs, MDs, DGs, heads of agencies, people in cabinets under the age of 40. It's never happened before.
3 million tech talent initiative, which is to accelerate tech talent while integrating the skills into our formal education by establishing the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Fund, which is about $100 million fund to help entrepreneurs in the tech and innovative ecosystem, as well as the recent partnership between the Nigerian government and Japan through JICA, Japan International Cooperation Organization, whereby NSIA and JICA are putting $20 million each, creating $40 million funding for our startup ecosystem.
There are times when it's really all about how we think about managing risk and compliance. But today, a company of 100 customers is not the same as a company of 1 million customers, right? A lot of things have to be automated. A lot of things have to be scalable, right? So we have to go global. We have to go and find talent anywhere we could find it. But that said, we're still inherently the Nigerian company with our talent. But we know that going global is also about how do we export Nigeria to the world and the world back to Nigeria as well. It has to both ways.
Can you share a young entrepreneur's success story using Flutterwave?
There is a guy called Femi. Femi runs a company called Vent. The lending software company. He used to be at Flutterwave. The guy called Douglas, who was at Flutterwave for a while as well, now runs a company called Seller. We have folks like Ridwan, who runs Lemfi. We have Ted, right, who runs Myra. So we have so many people in Florida who have left to start their own companies. They are doing really, really, really well.
The founder of Perry Pay Services, a fintech platform that targeted underserved and unserved communities, are helping us to increase or strengthen our financial inclusion by providing financial services to people in rural communities. And also, he uses some of the profit for social services by helping schools in the urban slums areas, as well as even organizing tournaments for youth. This is just not financial services, but he uses it to empower communities.
Alami Capital doesn't focus on anything apart from Africa. Yet our network is global. Our network gets excited about us. It ranges from, as I see, DFIs, institutional investors, some of the largest private equity entities in the world. Why do they want to work with us? I think the underlying matter is because we're innovating, we drive impacts, and we're in touch with the markets. And so capital has an assurance that we're there to invest in the things that we talk about. They will see positive experiences. We're building, deep public technology infrastructure, which is exciting.
Last year specifically, we launched a very global partnership with American Express, where now all their cardholders in the world can pay our merchants on our platform. That opens up the world to our customers, to our merchants, right? That's a big one. In the last couple of years as well, we did something with EFCC, where we collaborated on a cybersecurity academy, which will help to use their skill set, their experience with a technology-led approach to collaborate to help drive more compliance across board. Beyond that as well, we've partnered with a bunch of US banks, which obviously connects Nigeria to the US for remittances. We've partnered with a bunch of other companies like Discover as well for card acceptance.
A new Nigeria is here.
Her peace, your peace, our goal. Alami Capital, driving Africa's innovation and business growth.
Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, protecting your bank deposit.
Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, data for development.
Nigeria, custom service, justice, and honesty. At NMDPRA, we stimulate and create an enabling environment that drives sustainable development across Nigeria's midstream and downstream value chain for all stakeholders. We do this through effective regulatory oversight, which accelerates and deepens the economic development while ensuring sufficient product distribution and supply at an equitable and fair price. We commit to deliver impeccable world-class service to our stakeholders through integrity, professionalism, accountability, and transparency.
National Information Technology Development Agency NITDA was created to organize and drive the nation's ICT sector. In August 2019, Mr. Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi CCIE assumed office as the Director General of NITDA, employing a vision of a more digital Nigeria based on building a high-velocity organization, developing market-creating regulation, and facilitating Nigeria's development into a sustainable digital economy. NITDA has cleared 866 projects and saved the government 305.96 billion naira. In line with the renewed hope agenda, NITDA remains committed to positioning the country as a global tech talent factory and a global powerhouse of innovation.
You all agree with me that industrialization is a key pillar of economic development, and this is the perfect time to drive that conversation.
All of us need to do some work in providing the right education and build capacity.
I believe that God has seeded these talents in me in order for me to break barriers. And those barriers are not to be broken for me to sit and say, oh, I've broken these barriers. The only reason I've been given that opportunity is because there's a responsibility to open the door for people who look like me, who don't look like me, to also do some of the things I've done and to do better.
What is your name, Nigeria success story?
For me, it means renewed hope. Ambition anchored with accountability, action, and access. We haven't spoken about that. I'll say you have some of the most down-to-earth leaders in public sector to me. Whether it's the DGs, those in cabinets, that access is key in a new Nigeria. Because to build a better and a more informed society, you must take on the opinions of the people that you're building for. So I would say access, action, and accountability.
My new Nigeria success story will be a country where our talent is the most sought after in the world. So I believe very strongly that talent, like people say, is universal. Opportunity is not. If we can bring the opportunity to meet our talent base in Nigeria, it's incredible. We have amazing people in Nigeria at every age and level who are incredible, right? Even around the room here, I can see incredible talent. I was imagining if they've got the access and opportunity their peers have in other markets, they would explode. So that for me is driving the Nigeria talent, making it the most sought after skill in the world.
Africa's got stories.
I am proudly Nigeria.
A new Nigeria is here.
God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
A new Nigeria is here.